The Pleasant Valley Vikings are going to the state championship. PV was the favorite to win the Northern Section Division II title this season after winning it last year. In the first game of the season, August 26th, the Vikings took to their brand new turf field to play the Yuba City Honkers. With a stellar performance from the defense, PV kept the Honkers from completing a single pass. Trevor Owens had 2 interceptions and the Vikings won 21-0, but the next 2 weeks led to 2 losses. The Vikings traveled to Loomis and were beaten 29-9 by 2015 state champion Del Oro, and then lost a close one at home to Valley Christian 17-14. But in mid-September, Kyle Lindquist and the offense started finding its groove, and PV scored a combined 70 points in wins against River Valley and Napa. With a 3-2 record, the Vikings traveled up the ridge to Paradise to face the Bobcats on the Bobcats' newly renovated field. Paradise was undefeated, and running back Austin Garber with 140 yards and a touchdown helped ensure that the Bobcats stayed that way. PV had a 1-touchdown lead near the end, but Bobcat quarterback Frankie Cleary scored a 2-point conversion to put Paradise up by 1 with 13 seconds left, and the Bobcats held on for the win. But that was the last time that Pleasant Valley has lost. In the next game, the Vikings beat Foothill on October 14th by a score of 42-14. A week later was the Almond Bowl, and in rivalry games, anything can happen. But the Viking defense allowed Chico to score just once, and it was late in the fourth quarter, and the PV offense put up 35 points for the win. High school football is about more than just what happens on the field. The Almond Bowl always showcases that. With the marching bands battling it out after the game, the students going crazy during the game, and the cheer team leading the fans and rooting on the players. PV finished out the regular season with a 28-17 win over Shasta and a 56-13 win against Enterprise. As the number 2 seed in the Northern Section, PV got a bye in the first round of the playoffs before hosting Shasta November 18th. In that game, Ryan Busby carried the ball 17 times for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Vikings routed the Huskies 53-13. In a rematch against Paradise for the section title, PV once again traveled up the ridge, this time in the rain, to play the Bobcats. PV was able to shrug off the rain and the mud and hold Austin Garber to just 40 yards rushing as the Vikings beat the Bobcats 20-6. And with back-to-back section titles won, the Vikings got a surprise, a home playoff game at Harrison Stadium against Milpitas High. Lindquist threw for 218 yards, Max Anderson had 4 catches for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Peyton Williams added a touchdown with 57 yards receiving as the Vikings beat Milpitas 24-21. It wasn't all good news though. Running back Jordan Cooley sat out the season with a torn ACL. He was cleared to play but ended up injuring his other knee after just 2 carries. Next up for Pleasant Valley is a 499-mile trip to Long Beach to face St. Anthony High. The Saints are ranked 61st in California, making 72nd ranked PV the underdog. But the winner of that game will be named Division IV-A state champions.